the story. It's 50,000, not 5. Right, good. Bye. He turned to his wife. I'm sorry, what did you say? Nothing. Cal looked at her for a long moment, while across from them the polar rocket erupted with a diesel roar, frenzied squeals, and Led Zeppelin's immigrant song. After absorbing everything that Faith's silence screamed at him, Cal leaned into her ear. I had to make that call. It was important. They're always important calls. I had to correct an editing error. What were you trying to tell me? She stared at him. I was going to thank you for making time to be with us. But you're not with us. You're working. Cripes, I'm here, Faith. Are you? Please don't start. No, I'm not. Faith glimpsed the family behind them, the mother and father awkwardly pretending not to be watching them. Immediately, Faith rubbed Cal's shoulder lovingly and smiled for all to see. Everything's fine, really. Sure, everything's perfect, Calvin Hudson told himself, turning from Faith and scanning the top of the mega roller Ferris wheel. She'd never truly understood his work, he thought. He was a journalist. It was in his DNA. The demands were 24/7. She never really grasped how deeply involved he was with his stories. He couldn't just switch it off like she insisted, or like she could at the PR firm. Now there were rumors of layoffs at his paper, the Chicago Star-News, making him uneasy. He had to work that much harder to prove he was still valuable to his editors. Jobs in the business were scarce. But the way Faith had said, "Don't worry, we'll get by on my salary, and you'll find something else," had wounded him. How could she be so dismissive, as if his position in life didn't matter, as if she wanted him to lose his job? She had no clue how much he'd given to it, his blood, sweat, and tears, along with much of his soul. She had no idea the things he'd done. And if Cal's uncertainty about his job at the paper wasn't bad enough, the situation at home was worse. He and Faith were no longer as intimate as they used to be. She had grown colder over the past few years. Their lovemaking was infrequent. Her displays of affection, spontaneous hand-holding, touching, or even kissing, which used to be common, were now rare. She'd become more impatient, more demanding. And the way she babied Gage. Is your pizza too hot for you? Want me to cut it for you? Maybe that movie's too scary for you? The boy was 9, and he clearly hated when his mother treated him this way. It was no wonder Gage lived for any free time with his dad. With Faith, it was as if he was drowning and desperate to come up for air. But no one knew that Cal and Faith were grappling with these problems. Not their relatives, not their friends. We don't need everyone to know our business, Faith had decreed. In keeping with a job as a public relations manager, appearances were important to Faith. Given her personality and her professional skills, she was good at hiding the truth when it counted. Maybe that's why buried in a corner of Cal's heart was the fear that Faith would take Gage and leave. Cal would never see it coming. He forced himself to shift away from all these thoughts and stay positive. He found comfort in the line he had on a potential reporting job overseas. The chances that he'd get it were slim, but if he did, it would mean a big change in their lives. Still, no matter what he and Faith felt, Gage came first. Cal looked at his son, thinking that he must sense his parents were having problems. Like powerful telescopes scouring space for signs of life, kids like Gage could pick up infinitesimal traces of parental discord. They'd internalize it without voicing a word. While alone at night in their beds, they'd hope and pray that everything between Mom and Dad would be okay. Looking at Gage in his beloved Cubs cap and t-shirt, the one with the faded mustard stain,